Hamish and Andy, happy hour it is. And
Is it?
well, maybe not. We're going to take people back a little bit.
I'm not happy at all, Andy.
A few weeks ago on the show, a young man called James won a watch in a bizarre way. He was in a Seinfeld quiz. He said he knows everything about Seinfeld.
Yeah.
We made up fake questions. And if he didn't call foul on it and took a loss, even though he had no chance of winning, we were going to reward him with a watch.
We were really rewarding him for his sportsmanship. It's for people that are familiar with Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, we were slugworthing him.
Yeah.
Just testing his character.
This is how it played out.
Guess what? Because you sat there and you never called foul and you never got upset, you've just won yourself a gold-coloured watch.
Are you serious?
Amazing scenes back
He
then.
sounded like he was happy to win one.
Absolutely.
Little did we know.
We were, of course, referring to the Happy Hour gold-coloured watch, the most covered of any item you can possibly get your hands on.
Only 100 in existence, forged from dragon's steel, smelted in a mythical refinery that has since been destroyed.
Absolutely. And you would say, that cold wind that's coming through.
Shouldn't we have Fiesta music playing because this is a happy topic?
No.
No, that's the wolf of misery
Because
howling in the background.
that's how we feel today, that wind, because we discovered that James, the recipient of that watch, has put it on eBay. And he joins us now. James, how are you feeling?
Feeling pretty wealthy, my friend.
Oh,
Jimbo, what's your caper? That's what I want to know. From the start, was it just financial gain, or did you get seduced once you saw the glittering face of the watch?
I think it was a bit of both, but I put it on eBay. It's doing pretty well, no regrets.
no regrets. Have you looked
I mean,
at the
the thing
comments?
is,
The comments as of yesterday, I see people going, it's a ballsy move. That watch should be in a trophy. A case made of plutonium and asteroids. That was one person's. One earns a gold-collared watch honourably. They do not purchase it. I bet your name's Rob, or whoever purchased it is Rob.
Yep.
James, there's a lot of disdain, and to be honest, Hamish and I are very disappointed with you.
Well, obviously, some people aren't disappointed because they've, bid on the watch. So.
James, what I rate is that you wrote in and told us.
Yeah.
You confessed. You just said, "Hey guys, just letting you know I'm selling it, so you guys can buy it back." It's like selling a Wimbledon trophy or something, or your baggy green. It's
Or the crown jewels.
It happens, guys. It happens.
This is the dark side of collectible memorabilia.
James, if we were to ask you today, can you take it down? Would the answer be no?
The answer would be no, because it's already been bid on, so I can't actually take it down.
Right.
Can't you remove it from sale?
No, because someone's already bid on it. What I can do is exchange it for money from you guys. You guys bid on the watch, you guys get the watch back.
How much money do you...
What are you hoping to get from this, James?
Yeah.
Well, look, I'll be happy with anything above $100, but I'll take $300.
Now, if we gave you $300 now, you'll take it down and give us the sale?
Well, yes, I would.
Here's the reason we need to do this, James. What you've done is essentially put us in a position where somebody could buy that watch that already has a gold-coloured watch, getting them one step closer to having 3 watches and therefore a hat trick.
Yeah.
You could...
Callum's already got 2 watches. If he buys it, he's getting a golden sombrero,
and
which
that's
happens when you get
3 watches. We never thought that would happen. Tony Barber could get it.
The show's Nemesis.
Yeah. So you could be... How do you feel that you could be letting Barber get his hands on a watch?
Look, if he's willing to pay... But the thing is,
you're like an arms dealer. You've got no ethical compass.
Yeah.
It's just whoever's got the most gold.
James, guess what?
Yep.
We'll give you your 300.
We're going to take that 300 because that watch is now cursed.
And you got to send back the cursed watch. Yes, Ham, it's cursed.
Okay.
And we'll destroy that watch.
We're going to buy it back to destroy it to protect the integrity of the watches.
Okay.
Okay, do we have a deal?
You sound pretty wrapped.
Look, everything has a price, even your beloved watches. So, yes, $300, I will exchange the watch.
Oh, thank you, James.
Sucker, it's priceless.
So I've got time for today.
James, stay on the line.
Stay on the line, James. We need to get this off you. Hey, we're going to work on how we destroy the watch now.
We'd certainly throw it into some sort of bottomless pit or...
Yeah. Is there an abyss that you know of close by?
mate, if we could put it on Jupiter and it's not far enough away from Earth, now that watch has been cursed by the dirtiness of resale.
HamishandAndy.com/topics. Be sure to go there and help us out with news shows coming up.
I'd be surprised if there's a full eclipse tonight.
As
a bad omen.
Any thoughts on how we should get rid of the watch? Go to HamishandAndy.com. Also, directions to any abysses
or volcanoes.
All volcanoes.
Has to be bottomless. That's my condition.
Please send them there as well. We'll catch you tomorrow, everyone.
Have a good one if you can.
And Haim, that chill is coming across the studio again, and it gives you shivers because we're about to bring up something that it really hurts us to bring up.
If you're a regular listener of this show, you'd know that the greatest thing on earth you can ever have is a gold-coloured watch.
Yeah.
A young man, fairly and squarely, won one from us. I think it was gold-coloured watch number 15. Only 100 were ever forged. They're irreplaceable. Only 15 have ever been given away in the years we've been doing this show. He got his hands on one. He then decided to try and sell it on eBay.
The first person ever to try and sell it on eBay.
It brings such shame upon the show and upon the individual to sell it.
And upon the watch itself.
That unfortunately, that watch is now tainted. That watch is cursed.
Yep.
We were able, with some quick thinking, Ando, to rip it down off eBay.
We paid for it.
Didn't want to admit that. But give this scoundrel
much less
ransom.
Much less.
Oh, much less than priceless, which should have been its buy now amount. So much less than infinity. So we've got a pretty good deal there. It's on its way back to us, but now the watch is cursed,
and we're trying to search for a bottomless pit or an abyss or some. It's very difficult to find a bottomless pit.
What do we do with a cursed item? We shouldn't even. No way we should touch this with our hands.
Yeah.
This watch.
No.
This watch is the poison. It's the poisoned watch.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the black watch.
It's the black watch. Hey,
probably we open up the post pack and it like hisses and some acid comes out.
Brent, the Mixmaster, he stepped out of his field here, Ham. He's got a suggestion for the watch. He said, I know that we're looking for a bottomless pit. He's travelling to Greece later on. He's going on a journey on a small yacht, and he's happy to throw it in the deepest area of the Aegean Sea.
That's lovely, but even the Aegean has a bottom.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not bottomless.
And I also think that the watch would float.
Sometimes very high-end watches will float to prove they're not witches.
Also, even though we trust Brent the Mixmaster,
Witch or watch,
we wouldn't dare give him the chance.
If we give him this one, he's got two.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he does have a watch.
Temptation would be too much. Yeah.
And,
any other suggestion?
I mean, he'd have one in the black watch. He'd actually have no watches.
Because it's like a black hole.
It's worth -1.
Okay.
But I'm getting into legal jargon that will bore people. Danny Tucker has had dropped us a line. He said, how he said, love the idea of a bottomless pit, but how do you put something in a bottomless pit? He said it's very difficult to find something with no bottom, except what about if you go to a cafe or one of those places that does bottomless cups of coffee? You then get the cup of coffee, fill it up, put the watch in the coffee, and then seal it tight. And then he writes in capitals, make sure the lid is on tight, because you don't want any coffee to spill out or even very slowly evaporate over 1,000 years.
Yeah.
He said this is traditionally what's done to trap a curse in a capsule.
Yeah,
you know, you might see like a floating monkey head or something on the jar of Indiana Jones's friend's office on his wall. Traditionally, I do agree with Danny. Yeah. Airtight, bottomless cup of coffee. So it's in there and it's airtight, but then from there we work on disposing it.
I'm worried, Ham, again, that kind of manoeuvre is just opening us up to someone staking out coffee shops waiting for us to come in to try and steal the watch. And that's why we come to Luke now, who joins us. He's a pyrotechnic. Luke, we think the only way to deal with this is to blow up the watch. Thank you for joining us.
Hey guys, how are you?
How are you, Luke?
Good, Luke.
Good.
Can I just say we're still mulling over this idea from Daniel who wrote in. He does say put it in the coffee jar and write do not open on the jar as much as possible. And, says, and then one of his options is blow it up.
So Luke,
is there explosives powerful enough to blow up a jar?
Blow up a jar. There's definitely explosives powerful enough to blow.
Wow.
I'm not sure what you really actually got in mind, but it's
just a small jar at this stage.
Basically, it's just could be a tin. It could be a tin as well.
Luke,
okay.
In your situation with explosives, how much did it bust apart? Like if we had a watch, how many pieces do you think the watch could be guaranteed to be in? Because we wouldn't want scavengers going back to the site trying to collect all those pieces and build themselves a watch.
Well, look, to give you a bit of an idea, just for testing purposes, right? Obviously, it was under controlled
environment,
circumstances, of course. We put a couple of concussions in an esky the other day, which is basically a pyrotechnic effect, and it disintegrated the esky.
Yeah, right.
Okay, that's good to hear.
Do you think our watch is
If
stronger than
it was a tin with a watch in it, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't have many pieces left.
Yeah, great.
What are the chances? Just guarding against something here. So we blow it up in a field.
Yeah, in a field, yeah.
What if someone came in afterwards and set some explosives around the edge and blew it back together?
Has that ever happened?
What would the probabilities of blowing the watch back together be?
Back together?
Yeah.
Pretty low.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I've just got to guard against all possibilities.
Great news, Luke. Thank you very much for joining us. Well, always nice to have an expert on to be able to tell you categorically that you can't blow a watch back together.
If I'd have said we're blowing it back together, you would have looked at me and gone, well, that sounds right, but you're guessing.
It's all we've got time for, Haim, today.
All right, well, so we know what we're doing.
We're going to blow it up.
We put it in the bottomless coffee first, though. Seal it up.
Let's blow it up Friday week. Let's give ourselves a 10-day run at this to blow it up.
Yep.
At Friday week will be Demolition Day.
Boom.
D-Day. And look, of course, we'll revisit this in the next few weeks to work out exactly how we do it. HamishAndy.com for anything you might have missed. The podcast is there. We'll catch you tomorrow.
Have a good night.
Over the past 2 years, there have been many shows covering many topics on the Happy Hour.
Golf.
First dates.
Primary school games.
Tourist attractions.
Childhood gang.
Pigs.
Pigs?
Sorry, cats.
But none that have ever dealt with an issue as serious as this. A curse. If you are listening to this, thou hast a curse upon thee.
Don't do too many.
Okay.
A curse that fell upon the show because of a young man named James. Once upon a time, he was a hero and was awarded a gold-coloured Happy Hour watch, the highest honour you can receive from this radio show. But then he did the unthinkable. He put it up for sale on eBay. It is written that if a gold-coloured watch is ever sold, then the entire show will be cursed.
Andy, let me sacrifice you.
That won't work.
We just have to try something. Why am I the only one thinking of ideas here? Why can't you think of
What if we blow up the watch?
Finally! Thank you, an idea.
Now, Hamish and Andy must break this curse. So, ladies and gentlemen, brace yourselves as the entire show is broadcast to you from a detonation zone in the Australian bush as we count down to the explosion of the watch and the removal of the curse. That explosion is just a sound effect and for illustration purposes only.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. It is the Happy Hour. Hamish and Andy with you. And as you just heard, that was SFX Explosions, Ham. By the end of this show, we'll have a real one. Thanks to Blasso Pyrotechnics, of course.
We're in the bush, Ando.
Yep.
We're actually at a paintball range. We've come out. This is an area that I guess you're allowed to blow stuff up on. No one, if someone hears it passing by, they're not going to think it's weird. I guess that's why we're at a paintball range.
There's a guy with a shaved head and a black T-shirt nodding, so that's fine.
Yeah.
That's the safety requirement we
want. A lot
wanted.
of tough guys with tats who are all really excited to blow up the traditional way to get rid of a curse, which is a wheelbarrow full of watermelons, which we will place the cursed gold-coloured watch on later in the show, and we've got a lot to do before we get to actually blowing up the gold-coloured watch.
Yes, we are at a paintball range, as you said, Ham.
Yeah.
I know you were trying to scout out guns a little earlier on.
I found some.
Okay.
They're here.
Can we have a ban on that from the outset, please?
I don't think we can. What's the opposite of a ban? I'm just looking to No, we've got mandatory paintballing.
Jeez.
Mandatory paintballing. But I've got an idea. I've got an idea next to make sure we don't just go completely boy crazy for this show. We've got explosions, we've got watermelons, we've got paintballs. 3 things guys love.
Yeah, watermelons particularly.
Watermelons, after a long day of exploding, you want to chow down on a watermelon. So, after this, an ingenious way to make sure we still cater for all the girls listening who might not be as into blowing up watermelons as you and I are.
It's up soon. Hamish and Andy. We are on location, Ham.
We're in the bush, Ando.
Due to operational security, we can't say exactly where, but we're off the grid.
There's trees.
We're like enemy of the state.
Where we are, I mean, it's sort of like a really fun version of that film because we're at a paintball range in the bush. We're also here for the very important business of blowing up a cursed gold-coloured watch. People, of course, would be familiar that a gold-coloured watch on their happy hour is the greatest artifact that you can be awarded by the show. Only 100 have ever been made.
And the highest honour.
The highest honour.
Yeah.
It's a priceless honour.
Yeah. I spoke to see it.
We didn't even give Kevin Rudd one when he was on the show.
No.
And he begged.
He begged. Oh, boy, did he beg.
It really, I felt so sad for him as a human being to see a grown man reduced to that. But we couldn't give him one.
Well, one of the rules is you can't ask.
If you ask for a watch, you don't get one.
So
and even though
broke-
he never verbally asked for one, you could just, his eyes, the begging eyes.
They were very, very
so
begging.
sad.
It's like being knighted, I suppose, by the show, but better.
Again, rarer.
Yeah.
How many nights do you reckon they're running around? How many?
Over 100.
25,000?
Somewhere between
250 to 1,000.
Maybe.
Let's say there's 1,000 knights running around. The Queen would have knighted 1,000 people.
Yeah, if you're going back they'll give them about
Alive knights.
Yeah,
live
alive
knights.
knights.
Alive in today's age, there would be 1,000.
Yeah.
And how many watchmen are there, Ando? 20.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it 20 including James, who put his watch up for eBay? He was
Jack
the
was
21st. So now there's only 20.
Yeah.
Because obviously, the watch being the honour it is.
We gave one to James.
Yeah. we gave one to
he
a-
won
who
one.
Sounded like a great guy at the time.
Then it was revealed to us by many people that he put it up on eBay, which was such a scandal and a real slap in the face to everyone listening to this show and also a watchman and probably Kevin Rudd as well.
And Kevin going, that's what I would have loved to get. You cannot sell a watch. Luckily, we were able to buy it off eBay. We now have the watch out here with us today. We're going to explode it in a wheelbarrow full of watermelons because not only is that the historical way to get rid of the curse that James has brought on the show, but it is also the best looking way to explode something in super slow motion, which we'll also film later.
Amongst the bush here, Ham, a lot of gum trees. We have a lot of pyrotechnic experts.
We've even got one of those big sort of like Wile E. Coyote detonator boxes.
Yeah, the big red ones with a plunger handle.
I was surprised to hear that the company is Blasso Pyrotechnics and they have their own explosives. It's not Acme.
It's not.
They've assured us it's better than Acme. So that gives you an idea of what we're doing.
But we do realise that. It's the happy hour.
Sure.
There's mums and cars picking up kids,
Yeah,
which is still exciting, and the explosions are
we're not
great.
saying mums don't love explosions.
No, but guys tend to like them a bit more.
Sure.
And, Haim, I said to you as we drve out here along, we had a lot of chat time, didn't we?
Yeah.
It's a fair way away.
You
I said
snoozed
to you,
for
are we
2
worried?
hours. I snoozed for 5 hours.
Yeah.
At one stage, we were both sleeping, and then we woke up when we were here.
Thank God for cruise control. But it was mentioned that potentially it's a bit male skewed because we're talking about curses.
Seems like that.
Explosions
And just
paintball.
we're at a paintball field.
Yeah.
Here's what I thought we'd do, Ando.
Okay.
Because the thing is, we can't then just go crazy female town either, because then you lose all the guy listeners.
Yeah, sure.
So we can't just start talking about Oprah's book club, because then it becomes, no guys are listening.
Yeah, exactly.
Thought of a great way to combine paintballing and girl-friendly topics.
Yes.
We go out to the paintball range after this song. You stand in front of me. I have a paintball gun. You start talking about things that might appeal to girls. Okay? We'll get a lady listener of the show, a girl listener
someone's
of the
out there
happy hour.
now that wants to join us, maybe?
We get them on the phone. They can be the judge. So you just start talking about stuff that you think girls would like, whatever that is.
Okay, so I'm leading
You're
off
our girl topic
chat,
man.
And if the girl likes it, I don't get shot?
That's it. And
Okay.
if you start straying into Boy Town, she'll give me permission to fire. That's my rules of engagement. I can't just start shooting you willy-nilly. I'll be court-martialed.
So she's in charge of the shooting?
She is.
Can we get that categorically? You cannot fire...
I cannot fire unless I'm given the green light. It's very much like a SWAT movie.
It's after this.
Speaking of stuff girls love.
Happy hour, Hamish and Andy with you. Probably sounding a little echoey because...
Why do you sound so muffled, Ando?
Because I'm out in a shooting range.
It's just a paintball range.
Or paintball range, yes. They still shoot. And we are out, Ham, in the bush because later on we have to get rid of a curse by exploding the curse up along with watermelons. We'll hear from your curses a little later on, people. At the moment, we're looking for a girl representative. We were aware that the show was a little too blokesy with guns.
The whole show's bloody paintballs, it's explosions, and it's watermelons.
Yeah, and at the moment, Haim, you came up with an idea that I would think of some girl topics.
Yep.
We were searching for someone on the phone. We got someone better, actually, because there was a girl walking by called Bianca.
Bianca, welcome to the show. Thank you. No worries. You've also got a mask on because you're out here on the paintball range with us, so you might have to get that mic right up under the mask. Are you a local?
No.
No, just
passing by.
Just passing by the paintball range, so you'd pop in, see what's happening this afternoon.
Pretty much.
Right.
Now, Bianca, are you happy to represent all girls listening to the show?
I'll do my best.
Good on you.
Now, Bianca, are you normally girly girl? I mean, you're more into girl-type things rather than explosions?
No, explosions are pretty cool.
Damn it.
Okay.
But I'll say yes.
But, that's the thing. We're not saying girls don't love explosions. Who doesn't love one? But we're just trying to make sure that we cater for everyone on today's show. Now, Bianca, I know that you probably, like Andy. I like Andy. But we have to put our feelings aside here.
Fair enough.
And if we don't feel that what he's talking about is good enough, you give me the nod and I will shoot him with the paintball gun.
Done.
Okay? And you've picked 3 topics.
Sure.
3 that are aimed at...
How old are you, Bianca?
17.
Yep.
But the intellect of at least a 23-year-old. So perfectly right in that 18 to 25 demographic.
Okay.
So, again, I can't fire B unless you say shoot him. But I'll just try and zero in the sights a bit.
Gee, hey, come on.
No, it works.
Yeah,
so
it does.
This is how fast they'll be coming. Again, this is not at you.
I want to go a bit further away.
That's just near you.
I feel like I'm too close. I'm only about 10 metres away from you.
The paintball range are all saying that's about right.
No, they're all laughing and saying I'll feel it.
Bianca just said you could even get closer. So if you want to do something to appeal to a girl,
Okay,
come closer.
no. All right, first one then, Bianca. You ready?
Yep.
Ready?
Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber, hey?
Shoot him.
No! Oh! Jeez. Oh. I've been shot.
I'd like you to notice that I aimed for the fleshy part of your thigh.
Oh. All right, do we have to keep going?
Andy's great work. Andy's just having a bit of a breather. He's gone for a little walk around the range, and I think that hit him a lot harder than he thought it was going to.
Oh, yeah. Okay, all right.
Ando, it's carrot and the stick. Unfortunately, I had to use the stick.
Yeah, I know, but 17-year-old girls are into Bieber normally, Bianca.
No?
No.
Well, who? Jeez.
No one's into him, mate. That's the trick that he's pulled on the media.
Oh, do I have to go back?
Well, you got 2 more topics and 2 more chances to not get shot.
Are you aware of Tinder, Bianca?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, hang on, we back on? Let me just get the gun up to my shoulder.
All right.
That better not. But you can't just name a topic. You have to say
I'm
something
about to say
it.
something. So, Bianca,
Say something.
my friend was saying to me the other day that they should have cities added to Tinder or different places. So when you're going there, you can say, I'll be there Thursday. Because at the moment, Tinder's just about where you are at the time.
I don't know about that one.
She doesn't know what you're talking about.
Well, I'm
which
just saying that,
translates roughly.
so for instance, Tinder's about... Ow! All right.
Quick sticks, mate. 3rd topic.
Okay, 3rd topic now.
Now you're hiding behind a wall. I'm going to have to shoot you in the head.
I know, I just... Jeez, okay. I don't like my chances on the 3rd one. Okay.
Don't
Bianca.
turn the back of your head, Ando. There's no protection back there.
Don't. Bianca,
Yeah.
do you like Keira Knightley?
She's alright.
Do you like Adam Levine?
Yeah.
Well, they've teamed up and they've done a song together, and she sings the end of it.
Well, that's alright then.
And apparently she's quite good at singing.
Oh, well, that you would hope so.
Yes! Yes! Oh! You know, all right. There's another one in the back! Oh,
Sorry,
jeez!
what did you say, Bianca?
She said
Did
that
you
was
say you'd hope
good!
so or just shoot him?
We'll go shoot him.
Sorry, Ando, the mask. I got the mask on. Can't hear what she's saying.
Oh! Put down your weapon!
What's that?
Put down your weapon! I'm not coming back until someone takes the gun off him. Oh! The explosions of the curse watch will be next, everyone. It's a happy hour. At a very sad time.
I thought the topics were great. Pity you weren't trying to appeal to me.
I'm happier after that's finished.
Andy
Ham.
is slowly recovering from our paintball test there. I think we did a great job there of talking about topics that everyone would enjoy, but also shooting friends, which is another fun activity that you can do on the show.
Let's get back to why we've travelled out here.
We've been sidetracked, haven't we?
Yeah, a few hours. So we're out in the bush, everyone. It seems peaceful, and it would be peaceful, Ham, if we weren't surrounded by a curse at the moment. I'm surprised there's not more black clouds and harrowing winds.
On the way in, we saw some beautiful Australian bird life just sweeping over us. And I was expecting either ravens or like
vultures,
dead vultures, like undead vultures to fly over us because we're out here because
Monkey
of a curse.
Bats. From Wizard of Oz?
Yeah, Wizard of Oz. Yeah. If you want to, that would be a horrible curse.
Yeah, exactly.
But also a lot of fun to see. Here's the thing. On the happy hour, long-time listeners of the show would know that when someone does something particularly outstanding on the show, we award them a gold-coloured watch. They are almost impossible to receive. Only 100 have ever been made, and the Watch Wizard often comes on the show and tells us whether we can or can't award one to an exceptional listener. 20 have been given away in 2 years.
Amazing. Only one has ever been put up on eBay by a fellow called James. That watch is now cursed, of course, because you could never try and sell what is the most amazing and marvellous thing.
Maybe we didn't make it clear enough
No.
when we were giving them away, but we thought it was implied that if you sell it, it curses the show, and that's what we're doing out here today. We're going to blow that cursed watch up, thankfully, at the end of the show. But I think a lot of people are still wondering about the gold-coloured watches. How did they come into being? What makes them so magical? What's the history of really one of the greatest artefacts on Earth? I mean, we all know intricately the history of other watches like Rolexes and things like that. I mean, we all know the head watchmaker there.
It goes
Hans.
Happy Hour. It goes Happy Hour watch, Holy Grail, Lost Ark.
Yep.
I think.
So it beats two biblical things.
Exactly. Then Titanic remnants and so on is a bit further down.
And then Pat Rafter's US Open shirt.
But Haim, let's take everyone on the journey on how we got here to have a cursed watch.
In a world before time, there was, obviously, no time. A mysterious being named the Watch Wizard roamed the land with a small gold-coloured bracelet that had an insignia on it numbered 1 to 12, but it seemed arbitrary.
Hello, Watch Wizard.
Oh, hello, Jeff.
Haven't seen you for, well, it's hard to say how long because of the old...
No such thing as time yet.
Yeah, great bracelet.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Got a spare one for old Jeffy?
Nope, no way.
But then, time was invented, and suddenly the wizard's bracelet became a lot more valuable.
Hello, Watch Wizard.
Jeff?
So now I get the bracelet. It's a watch. That's why they call you the Watch Wizard.
Yeah.
So you must have... I mean, you must have known time was going to be invented.
Yeah, I heard whispers.
Oh, you sly dog.
Yeah.
Wowee. Hey, you and I should go camping for a few days, watch some birds, tell some ghost stories.
Yeah, well, who knows how long a few days is, though, right?
Well, now we do know, because of the time's been invented.
See you, Jeff.
What?
So, obviously, Jeff was a pain, which led the Watch Wizard to move to a volcano to live. It was there that he fell so in love with his gold-coloured watch, he decided to forge in the volcanic fire 99 more.
I got 99 watches and a bitch ain't one. No, I actually also have another watch. I have 100.
The Watch Wizard then decided to store the watches for millions of years until a show called The Happy Hour came along.
It's gotta happen one day. Also, the Happy Hour logo is on the dial of the watch, too.
The day finally came, and the Watch Wizard nominated Hamish and Andy to be custodians of the sacred watches and hand them out for truly exceptional listeners of the Happy Hour.
Indiana, you have won the gold-coloured watch!
But people always wondered why. Why did Hamish and Andy get this massive honour?
It's all in my book.
No, fair enough. The Watch Wizard also wrote down 19 secret ways that people could receive a watch.
I wrote it in my book.
But why 19?
The answer is in my book, too.
Great. And whatever happened to that book?
Lost it.
Oh, shame. Now who will know the 19 ways?
Luckily, I whispered it to Hamish before also forgetting all of the ways myself, so now he's the only one that knows.
It all checks out. Peace reigned across the lands for many months, with 20 people receiving and wearing their precious watches, until the fateful day James received one and put it up for sale on eBay, thus cursing the entire show.
I got a right mind to write another book, James, and you will not be mentioned favourably.
Now, humanity stands cursed. Will this be the end of the watches forever, or a glorious chapter in which good triumphs over evil.
The second one, I think, is because we got the explosion.
Who knows? Stay tuned to find out.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I see.
Stick around, everyone.
Stay tuned.
And we're getting close to getting rid of a curse. Wherever you are in Australia or around the world, we bring you here to the woods, Ham, to the Australian bush, somewhere safe enough to bring a curse.
Sure.
You're not going to bump into any of the other people and accidentally give them the curse on the way here.
Well, the bad news is, if you're listening to this, you're cursed. The good news is, we're about to get rid of the curse.
Yes.
In the traditional form of getting rid of a curse, which is by putting the cursed item in a wheelbarrow full of watermelons and blowing it up.
Plenty of explosives. The cursed item is a happy hour gold-coloured watch. Normally the most coveted and most exciting thing anyone can ever own.
We accidentally awarded it to a young man called James. He then did a very foolish thing.
Yeah.
He put it up for sale on eBay, thus cursing the watch and cursing the show. James and the giant breach of contract would be the Roald Dahl book about that. James and the giant breach of trust.
Of friendship
and trust.
Of trust.
So you've messed up, James, and now it's up to us to undo your dirty work. And today we blow up the gold-coloured watch. But Ando,
if you have a curse in your life,
Yep.
if you're listening right now, we'd like to hear from them next because
pretty
we
dumb
thought
of us to just only... It's like buying a wheelie bin to just throw out a can of Coke. Like,
exactly.
we've got something that's going to get rid of all these curses.
Yeah.
We can write... We realise we've got all these watermelons. Why don't we write curses
Yep.
on the watermelons and we can blow up other people's curses?
At the moment, there's probably 8, close to a dozen watermelons. Would
Very
you say?
good. 15.
15 watermelons in a wheeling bin. We should point out that the watch, if you could picture, instead of someone's wrist,
Yep.
just 4 sticks of dynamite with it wrapped around that. So
There's no
it's like the
way-
dynamite's looking for the time.
And what time is it? Oh, it's time to bang
time.
boom.
Yeah.
There's no way that watch isn't going to get destroyed. Anna, can I kick things off? I've got a curse.
Oh, sorry to hear that, buddy. In addition to this,
yeah,
you've got a double curse at the moment.
Well, remember in Argentina lately, I went to McDonald's.
Yes.
And I got a cheeseburger.
Oh, that's right.
What happened?
It was no cheese on your cheeseburger.
No sauce.
And no sauce.
No sauce. Cheese.
Oh, there was cheese, sorry. But there was
no
no
sauce.
sauce. You were so angry with that.
Almost ruined gap year. Ruined the whole trip. Now, obviously the show premieres next Tuesday night. You're not going to see me too visibly angry, but if you do see me a bit irked, it's because I was furious about that cheeseburger. It's not the first time it's happened.
Really?
I've ordered a cheeseburger before, no cheese.
Yeah.
I've ordered a cheeseburger before, no patty. I've missed out on every of the key
Yeah,
ingredients
exactly.
in a cheeseburger. I've never heard of it happening I'm not having a go at Macca's.
No.
I think they do a great job. I think I'm cursed when
Yep.
it comes to ordering cheeseburgers. I will now write on this watermelon, Hamish, cheeseburger, ingredient curse.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll blow that away. We'll get yours straight after this. It's the happy hour, Hamish and Andy.
They don't have to be as serious as mine.
Happy hour, Hamish and Andy with you, and getting towards the witching hour, Ham, or the watching hour, where we'll watch a watch explode.
We will. A cursed watch, no less.
We have a cursed watch in our possession, a happy hour watch, gold-coloured watch that was put up on eBay. No one ever sells, Ham, a watch, do they?
You can't sell a gold-coloured watch. Unfortunately, it brings a curse on the whole show. As soon as we heard that this watch was being sold, Anna and I sighed alongside and went, well, I guess we have to do the only thing that's available to do, which is get the watch ourselves and bring it out here to the bush, strap it to some dynamite and put it in a wheelbarrow full of watermelons, which is where we are today. I know a lot of shows do the old watermelon explosion watch thing. It probably won't be the last time we have to do it. But it's just the way things go.
It's as common on radio as beat the bomb or a secret sound, a cursed watermelon watch
Today's
explosion.
a mere formality. We just have to go through getting rid of the curse. But we realised we've got 15 watermelons here. Yeah. We do have the ability to write other people's curses on the watermelon and get rid of their curses.
Exactly. Nathan joins us now. Nathan, you have a curse, buddy.
Yes, well, I have a curse of never getting a happy hour coaster after being on the show.
Really? So what were you on the show for?
Well, I was on the show for the 15 Minutes of Fame. It was the first ever Jazz Up Your anecdote. I actually played on stage with Green Day, you might know.
Oh, that's right. You played on stage at Green
do remember the story very well. Well, here's the thing. I'm going to write that curse on the watermelon, but do need to let you know that before we blow up the watermelon, the curse still stands. So you're probably not going to get
We're not going to award you one now.
a coaster, but in future, you'll probably get one of the show's commemorative coasters.
Yeah. Well, Haim's
and
going
please don't sell the coaster on eBay because then we have to come back out here and blow it up in a wheelbarrow.
Haim, let's write that one down for Nathan's happy hour coaster curse. While you're there, Ham,
You got a
and
curse,
I,
Ando?
yeah. Well, you and I have got another one. I've just realised.
Yeah.
You know how we've been trying to that bet for 5
Yep.
years in a row now.
Yep.
Gamble responsibly, everyone. But Ham and I try and pick a whole season of winners. We keep getting through to around about round 15, 16.
Yep.
Never won it.
So, what should I put down? No more losing at gambling.
Curse. I think other people might have that one as well.
Hamish and Andy losing at gambling curse.
Yeah, let's get rid of that one. While we're Laken joins us as well. Laken, what's your curse, buddy?
Hi, I've got a friend that dealt with a cursed Wilson,
A cursed Wilson?
like from Castaway.
Yeah. Can you explain that one a bit more?
Yeah, well, they went for a walk on the beach and they saw this ball rolling and they looked left and right and for miles as far as their eye can see, they couldn't see anyone on the beach.
Okay.
And so he left the ball there. He thought, maybe a family just left it and they'd go back and collect it.
Yep.
And he ended up going home, and as he climbed out the car, he realised that the ball was in his car, and he's like thinking how it got there because no one was there.
So someone's following him. He's got a ball that follows him round.
Yeah, it was like a soccer ball. It was like Wilson.
Yeah, no worries. I've just written cursed weird volleyball on a watermelon, and yeah, we'll blow that up. Don't worry, we'll take care of that. You can tell your friend that a possessed volleyball will no longer follow him around. so another great curse being put to smoke.
Hey, I think we're ready to go now.
Yeah,
I would suspect. Yep. All the curses are in the wheelbarrow. Stick around straight after this, everyone. We're going to go for the biggest explosion that we've ever had on this show, would you say?
Yeah, and look, the watermelons is an important part of it. We're not just doing it so you can film it in super slow motion.
It's happy hour. Happy hour, Hamish and Andy with you, and we come to the end, or the pre-end, of a very long journey, Ham. We sit in the woods, deep in the Australian bush, with a cursed watch. A watch that was given out in the show, the Happy Hour gold-coloured watch. It was then put up on eBay. Disgusting.
A disgusting act for all those that listen to this show. Only 20 watches have ever been given out, and for one to be put up on eBay, unfortunately cursed not only the watches, but the entire show. Now, back in the old days...
And people that listen to it.
And everyone listening to it. In the old days, people thought you needed a priest to get rid of a curse. We now know, through science, that the only way to get rid of a curse is to put a cursed item in a wheelbarrow full of watermelons and explosives and blow it up.
Absolutely.
To help us do that, from Blasso Pyrotechnics, Luke.
How you going?
Really
Luke,
good.
Thanks very much, mate.
Pleasure.
It looks pretty intense down there at Watermelon Co. Ground Zero. What's actually in the wheelbarrow?
There's about 15 watermelons, and we could say enough explosives to
Put them on the moon.
Yeah, to put them to space, basically.
Yeah, right.
Any watermelons, have you put any explosives in a watermelon?
Yes.
Okay.
Tricks of the trade.
Yeah, we have,
great.
Not here for a haircut.
It's going to disintegrate pretty much everything.
Sure.
so-
Now, the worry, I mean, obviously the watch, we've written out different people's curses that called up. We've written them on the individual watermelons. I think the watermelons are going to explode. The watch, though, Ham, they're such good, high-quality pieces of equipment.
You've seen the watch.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it's gold. It has three...
Gold-coloured.
Gold-coloured.
Yeah.
3 subsequent dials as well as the main face. Is it too much?
One of them were.
Is it too much material to blow up?
if it's cursed, it might not blow up. We'll
Wow,
see.
imagine that. Imagine we wandered back in.
It would be like Game of Thrones, where Khaleesi goes into the fire and she walks out unburnt.
Exactly.
Do you watch Game of Thrones?
No, I don't.
Yeah,
sorry.
okay.
Yeah.
On reference,
the loop, man, yeah.
end of season 1, that
Yeah,
is.
okay, right.
If you want to just specifically YouTube that scene.
Could be a spoiler alert for him. So, what about the wheelbarrow? Is that going to survive? Can we put that on eBay after this?
You could, with probably a hole in it.
Okay, so
Would that curse the wheelbarrow?
okay, probably anything to do with the watch. Now the watch has been on it, we should throw out.
Is this the part of your job, like, where you just go, I love this?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You're about to blow up a bloody curse watch in a barrel full of watermelon.
Exactly.
Is this what you became a pyrotechnician
Absolutely.
for?
Yeah, right.
Just for this day. That's right. Yeah.
How many people a week ring up with a curse that they did exploded?
Quite often.
You get a lot. I imagine you get a lot. You know, and unfortunately it's like, oh, grandma's got a curse. Well, unfortunately we have to wheel the watermelons around and give her time to put her affairs in order.
Well, Luke, you've told everyone to get at quite a distance. We are behind a shield here, and with a lot of trees between us and the watermelons. You're going to go to an even safer area.
You go behind the netting here at the paintball field.
Yep.
You get out of here. But, I mean, if we go, no big loss. But if you go, who's going to be around to rid the world of curses?
That's true too.
Okay, good luck
Go
up
get
there.
safe.
Thanks very much, Luke. Haim, in the meantime, it is a little bit chilling. Clouds have come over. It's been a sunny day.
It's been a gorgeous day.
And suddenly clouds have come over.
How interesting. It's almost as if the curse is trying to protect itself.
Exactly.
But
we need a lot more than clouds.
We
Curse.
say to you, Curse, that you've had your fun. You've reigned over us for too long.
If the clouds came down, Luke, the explosives would blow up the clouds, wouldn't they? Yes. Yeah, there's a nod from Luke.
Luke's just yelled out yes.
Okay. Haim, you peer on.
What are we? We're 10, 15 metres away from the watermelons. Any chance we're we're behind a flimsy old pallet.
And
we made this. This is not official explosives protection. This is just found material.
We are also wearing pretty low-grade glasses. Protective glasses.
If you threw an M&M at me hard, I'm pretty sure you could crack my specs.
Let's duck. Let's duck when we plunge.
I kind of want to watch it.
Because we've got an old school plunger. Do you want to watch while I plunge?
Yeah.
Like, you mad?
This is what I got into radio for.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Well, are you ready to watch?
Yeah.
Do you want me to give you a countdown on watching it?
Yeah. Okay. Ando.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah, okay. So, countdown to Haim watching.
I'm watching.
3, 2, 1, you're watching.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm over the big red box with the plunger, like you might see in a Wile E. Coyote versus a Roadrunner type cartoon.
Ando, kill the Roadrunner.
Kill the Roadrunner. Oh, it's normally the other way around, but we'll try.
Let's get rid of this curse, mate.
Okay. The curse will be rid of everyone listening to this show and us. And James, you're not forgiven.
Shame on you. That's what we're doing, Andy.
Certainly not
silly
forgiven.
Boy.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Jesus! Watermelon is raining down on us. We are now clearance to walk to the site. The wheelbarrow is no longer
heading into the site.
Wow, the
wheelbarrow's been blown apart. That's a terrible ad for wheelbarrows. Stand back! One of the watermelons has somehow survived.
Okay, wow.
I don't know how it's survived.
Hang on, Kane, don't go any closer because one of the watermelons does still have a cord running to it.
Jeez, you're right. It's an unexploded watermelon.
So,
Ando, I'm 5 metres from the explosion site.
Luke, is it all right to go close? There's one watermelon that it has a wire in there still. Luke, it hasn't exploded.
That's our snack.
That's our snack. So we're fine to stick.
We'll chop that one up.
We can go up?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
All right, approaching explosive watermelon now.
I can't see it.
With no evidence of the watch visible.
Yeah.
I'm happy to proclaim the curse is broken. Vaporised
oh
the
my
watch.
God! The townsfolk are rejoicing around this area.
Feast on this dirty watermelon.
I don't really want to. It's all we've got time for this afternoon. Congratulations, everyone.
This watermelon has gone
wow.
bad. Don't eat the watermelon. Oh no, AJ's eating the watermelon. One of the paintball guys is eating the watermelon.
Ding dong, the watch is dead. Which old watch? The cursed bloody watch.
Oh, well, just another show burning a curse.
HamishandAndy.com for anything you may have missed. The video will be up there. How long, Jez, do you reckon you can get this all done? 20 minutes time? 20
minutes, he's the best in the business.
Our slow-mo video of the HamishandAndy.com, the podcast there. We will be back in a different slot as of next week, actually.
Next 2 weeks we're doing Drive, now that the curse is lifted.
Yes, we're filling in, also celebrating Gap Year starting next Tuesday. Haim, you and I will be back on 4 till 6 every afternoon for the next 2 weeks. We hope to see you then.
Who knows what fruit will blow up next week?
Yeah, I hope mango.
See you guys.
The Hamish and Andy Show podcast. It started with a single warning.
Winter is coming.
But cautionary tales then spread.
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep. Be afraid. Be very afraid.
They mostly come at night. Mostly.
Do you know what the most frightening thing in the world is? It's fear.
There's confusion over what black art might be involved.
I'm scared to close my eyes. I'm scared to open them.
That theory of mine knows what scares you. It has from the very beginning.
There's nothing to worry about. You're gonna be just fine.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Oh, my God!
Yeah, but that could be people panicking. People do like to panic.
The winds then changed.
Could be the air conditioning. It's broken down here at the moment.
Darkness befell the land.
What time was that? Because at 6 p.m. that's pretty normal for it to get dark.
And two men discovered this. Have a look.
Holy heck. How could it be? How will I tell Hamish?
You tell him soon, and you'll tell the rest of the world at the same time, because this is a day of reckoning for the happy hour.
Good afternoon, everyone.
But apart from that, normal show, yeah?
Hey, this is news to you, and it was news to me.
I've been waiting all day to find out what's going on.
Only a few hours ago. You walked in on me, rocking back and forth in a cold sweat. Then I suddenly vomited. That's how scared I was.
That's normal pre-show prep, though.
Yeah.
And he tries to do 100 rocks before he vomits. And then he's got rid of his nerves.
You said to me, what's happened? And I said...
Let me go and make some audio from horror films, and I'll see you at 3 o'clock.
To tell you at the same time as everyone. Because some kind of evil is trying to take over this show.
Evil's trying to take over the show?
Yes.
Someone's trying to possess the show?
I think so. And I don't know how we can combat it, to be honest. I'm nervous about the situation for everyone listening today.
Do we cover ourselves in garlic? Let me ask you this. Mm-hmm. What category does it fall into? Vampiric? Mm-hmm. Demonic? Mm-hmm. Werewolfian?
Mm-hmm. On a Venn diagram, probably a little of all three.
Oh my god, a demon vampire werewolf.
Yeah.
It really is trying to take over the show.
Probably more demonic.
Jeez, it's an FM first though, isn't it? Tell you what, upstairs is going to go nuts for this. See what happened on the Devia? Bloody demon vampire werewolf took over. It was amazing.
I've got it for you after this, Sam. And then, look, you'll be perplexed.
How? I mean, will it take over during the... Where is it? Will it take over during the song?
I don't know where it is, but something's...
Is it in the building?
No. I've purposely ensured it's not. As much as you can ensure
is it a thing? Is it a being?
No, it's not.
It's not a being.
I don't think it's a being.
It's a vapour.
It's a series of signals and signs that just, to me, represent danger, represent maybe a curse. I don't know. It's just bad news for everyone, and I don't want to start it.
I know, that's all right. We're going to go to a song, and then on the other side of this, we're going to find out what's happening. You're with Hamish and M. Night Shyamalan.
Haim, I mean, I know we've been discussing this all day, but I think it's time to get down to the business of telling you something that came across my desk, which is your desk as well. You go to the toilet. But had me shocked, flabbergasted.
All I'm hearing is that the show's being taken over by a dark force, and I think it's about time we found out who that dark force is.
Think back to the last dark force that we had to reckon with.
Tony Barber.
Yeah, we do that on a daily basis, but we know about him.
Oh, it's not Tony Barber.
No, the one that we had to battle for, the one that we travelled deep to try and rid ourselves of the curse.
The cursed gold watch.
You and I tried to blow up.
We did blow up a cursed gold watch, I was told that the curse was over.
Two guys walking through the bush found the watch completely whole and still working.
You're pooping me. You're bull pooping me. No bull poop?
No bull poop.
It's still working. We put it in a wheelbarrow full of watermelons and dynamite.
And explosive. We wrapped it round a stick of dynamite.
And it's still... It's indestructible.
It doesn't even have a scratch on it.
Which is surprising for a plastic gold-coloured watch.
Well, you stomach that. Let's get everyone up to speed.
That's not possible.
On May 13th, 2014, a young man called James rightfully won a happy hour gold-coloured watch.
You've just won yourself a gold-coloured watch. Are you serious?
Yes! Hooray! No, because he then put it on eBay.
How much money do you...
What are you hoping to get from this, James?
Yeah.
I'll take $300.
Now, if we gave you $300 now, you'll take it down and give us the sale?
Well, yes, I would.
So we were forced to buy it back and travel deep into the woods to blow apart this watch and rid ourselves of the curse altogether.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Jesus! Watermelon is raining down on us.
With no evidence of the watch visible.
Yeah.
I'm happy to proclaim the curse is broken.
Oh my God, the townsfolk are rejoicing around.
But why do we rejoice? Why? As the watch lives on. I suppose the greatest trick the cursed watch ever pulled was convincing the world it didn't exist.
Had been blown apart in a wheelbarrow full of watermelons, not as poetic.
What do we do?
And this is
It's not back here, by the way. I've spoken to these guys that have it. They said,
Have you seen evidence?
I said, send me a
Because
picture.
we've fallen for hoax emails before. In fact, we have a
Look at them. They've got their two business cards.
Come on. We have a rule against duping on this show. We're actually not allowed to be duped anymore because we've had
The watch in perfect working order. We then didn't...
Didn't we find parts of the watch?
No. Remember you said those words just before with no evidence of the watch whatsoever.
Yeah, we didn't find any parts of it, did we? How is this possible? Have we got our explosives guys?
Then we did
Can we get onto our demolition dudes?
Then we did a quick audit, Ham, of all the watches just in case.
Like maybe these guys already had one. They're trying to mess with us.
Exactly. No. All the watches are accounted for.
They've sent us a picture of it was a paintballing range where we blew it up. They've sent us a picture of the watch next to the business cards of the paintballing range, taunting us. How is that watch intact? Well, I'll tell you how it's intact, because they're the most amazing watches on the face of the earth. So no surprise that human explosives couldn't blow it up.
Let's go to a song. Let's have a chat to the guys that found it.
This watch is intact.
Let's get all the details, and then you and I...
We got to talk to... Who was our bombardier that day?
Let's get him up as well.
Well, are you using soft dynamite? How is this even possible?
It's not about the blame, because we've got a problem.
Can the military get their hands on these watches and start making tanks out of these watches?
Mate, it's not about blame, because we've got a bigger...
Of course it's about blame.
We've got a bigger problem.
From now on, 1 month of blame shows.
The curse lives on.
I hereby decree this month
Anyway,
blame month.
After this song, we'll chat to AJ from the paintball place.
Unbelievable.
The happy
he
hour.
found it.
Yeah.
He's meant to be on our side.
Hamish and Andy with you, and I've just told Hamish that a curse lives on, a curse on this show that we thought we'd got rid of, Ham. It's so annoying when you think you've got rid of a curse and you turn around and it's still there, just smiling at you.
I haven't seen The Exorcist, nor have I seen The Exorcist 2, but I imagine that's the plot line. Like the little girl from The Exorcist at the start of Exorcist 2 just knocks on her parents' bedroom door and goes, "Sorry, still possessed." And they're like, "Oh man, here we go. I thought we'd dealt with this demon."
Get the priest back on.
And that's really, in a more exaggerated sense, we're dealing with a worse scenario here, because we had a cursed gold-coloured watch. What we thought was the greatest thing we could ever give to a listener of the show. So rare, only 100 ever forged of these gold-coloured watches. One got cursed. It's a very long story how. Just trust us. We thought we took it out into the bush to blow it up. Did a whole show about it.
Yep.
And we appear to have put it in a wheelbarrow full of watermelons and dynamite and blown the watermelons and wheelbarrow apart and successfully launched the watch safely into the bush, because we should have known a gold-coloured watch is indestructible. A cursed gold-coloured watch is even more so.
We gaffer taped this watch a round stick of dynamite, as if the dynamite was a wrist and it was around it.
And
that
it was
dynamite
like
blew.
what time is it? Boom time.
Yes. AJ was out there, and he's the man that discovered it. AJ, you were just walking through the woods there, and lo and behold, the watch was there.
Yeah, well, we ended up having one of our customers just pick it up. Oh, someone's probably dropped this one out there, and lo and behold, there it was.
You wouldn't have been able to believe it, would you?
No.
And so did the customer, I mean, he couldn't have bought the watch out there. The customer wasn't the mix master, was it? He's been given a watch before. Okay.
Okay, so now probably the most important thing...
Are there any scratches on it?
No, it's all still working, all still running. Bit of water damage, but I think that was because it was sad sitting out in the bushes for a couple of weeks.
The most important thing you can do right now is lock that thing up. It is cursed, okay? Wrap it in alfoil, wrap it up with some garlic,
and
put it in a drawer somewhere until we figure out what to do with it, because you're accidentally in possession of a cursed watch.
Now, we've got to speak to Luke as well. We've managed to track him down.
Was he the guy that blew it up?
Yeah.
Luke?
Now, Luke, do you want me to... Now, Luke, do you want me to mention the company name?
I couldn't believe it.
Luke.
How is this possible, Luke?
Oh, it's cursed, mate. That's exactly
I
it.
know.
I have no idea how that managed to get through that explosion.
We blew the wheelbarrow apart. We blew a dozen watermelons apart.
Yeah.
And it survived.
I can't believe it.
Luke,
this is like when the police go, "Oh, we found 2 tons of cocaine. We're going to, take it out the back and blow it up." They explode it and it just lands in the drug dealer's backyard. The drug dealers go, "Oh, cheers very much."
I like the idea that policemen are just blowing up trucks. Luke, is there, besides there being an actual curse, is there any explanation?
Oh, look, to be honest, I've absolutely no idea.
I don't think so either, no. I think it is a
I have no
genuine
idea
curse.
how it could have been launched over to one of the other fields.
AJ, how far away from the bomb site was the watch? Did you know?
Probably good 80, 100 metres.
Wow.
This is
It
unbelievable.
went. It just flew.
The watch is a shapeshifter. It's something has happened.
Yeah.
We've got to analyse the footage again of the explosion to see. We've never really looked at it closely to see if you can see the watch flying out.
I wish we had it in super slow-mo.
Yeah, we hired a super slow-mo camera for the day, but there's a bit of a soft spot here amongst the team. There's a little bit of confusion mid-wicket, and no one remembered when to press record or not. No one's blaming anyone, but it would be good to have the evidence on camera.
Well, AJ, look, are you happy living with the curse watch for a little bit? We don't want it back in the city.
Yeah, that's no problem.
It's nice. It's a great way and relaxed
wear it as a
approach
hat.
to having a
when the time comes, we're going to have to dispose of it in a slightly more effective way.
Let's throw that around next, Ham. Luke, thanks for joining us. Sorry.
Like, do we talk to NASA? Do we put it in outer space?
Yeah, it's good. It's probably like Lord of the Rings or something.
Yeah, volcano. It might have to be.
Volcano, lava, maybe. I have no idea.
Well, if it's impervious to dynamite, it really makes it difficult now.
Thank you, guys. We'll toss that around. Hamish and Andy with you, still reeling from the news today, Ham, that the cursed gold-coloured watch, this is the highest honour any listener can receive of this show, getting sent a gold-coloured watch. One was cursed because James put it on eBay.
Silly.
We tried to blow it up. We go to hamishandandy.com. We've just reposted the video of us exploding the cursed gold-coloured watch.
You would think we did our due diligence. We did everything you need to do to blow something up.
We wrapped it around the sticks of explosives.
I don't think it could have been in a more explosive spot in that wheelbarrow. The wheelbarrow was full of watermelons. Those watermelons certainly felt the wrath of the dynamite.
So the wheelbarrow.
Completely blew it apart, and it was the second most expensive one at Bunnings. So that's a good quality wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
Shredded by the explosives. Somehow, the watch was blown clear of that explosion, intact, landing 100 metres away, only to be found later by 2 men walking through the woods. Now, it is now not just a cursed watch, but now it's an infamous watch.
It's still working, which surprises you and I.
Except all the numbers have turned into skulls with glowing red eyes. So it's fairly cursed.
Because you and I know how expensive they are.
Yeah, mine stopped working. I think I need a new battery.
So for it to be sitting in the goo out there is just as remarkable that it's still working.
This thing cannot be broken.
Yep. And now it doesn't need to be battery powered. It's just running on curse.
Yeah.
It
reminds me of a little bit. Basically, this watch is Iron Man version 1, where everyone's like shooting at him, blowing him up and stuff, and he just emerges from the mist laughing.
Yeah.
And going, is that the best you got? And all the watermelons he was hiding in are completely destroyed.
It's better
exactly
than that, though, but there's no scratches on him. But Iron Man had a few dents.
Yeah, that's true. This watch is better than Iron Man. We've made sure the guy that found it, AJ, he's going to protect it for us. He's wrapping it in alfoil with some garlic just to keep the bad spirits in.
We
will have to think of a better way. I mean,
let's not jump to conclusions of what we should do.
The worst thing we did last time was we were too hasty.
Yeah.
Now, immediately your mind goes to, right, do we send it into outer space? No, what if it touches the sun and we just destroy the solar system?
Yeah.
So that's dangerous.
That is dangerous. The thing is, Sam, we can't...
Or if it touches the moon and there's no more tides.
We can't destroy it. So trying to dismantle it or anything like that, obviously, maybe it did go into smithereens and like Terminator 2, just sucked back together.
Well, we did ask what
time.
the probabilities were of another explosion blowing it back together were, and it wasn't ruled out. So it's possible the next weekend some people have been up there mucking around with hand grenades and they've accidentally blown the watch back together. That's an option.
I think we can safely assume, though, it can't be destroyed, so it needs to be contained. It needs to be housed. It needs to be cased.
So you're thinking of the Chernobyl tactic?
Yeah, well,
encase it in concrete.
I don't know whether the X-Men films are completely accurate, but there is a bunker underneath the Pentagon
where
they house things that are pretty dangerous.
Could we get the number of the Pentagon, please, Trav? Trav, the producer, just giving us the thumbs up. Everyone enjoying the charade there that we're a kind of radio show that could do that. Would you like a secure or non-secure line, sir? Oh, Start us off on non-secure.
Then we'll upgrade it if we need
We'll
it.
ask to be transferred through to the president should the conversation go that way.
So, anyway, we need to house or contain it. Trav's on the Pentagon.
Trav's yapping to the Pentagon right now. He's giving us a wink there. We'll be through in a moment.
But
would we sink it to the bottom of the ocean? What if it boiled the ocean alive and cooked all the fish?
what if a shark ate it and it became
Sharknado.
Yeah.
We don't want to be responsible for Sharknado 3.
no.
Certainly not before its release date, because we don't want them to rush the film and take shortcuts with any of the special effects.
I think what you and I should agree on now, Ham.
Do you know what annoys me?
Yeah.
We're scared.
We are scared. We're not normally scared.
And not normally scared, and we feel like we're massively on the back foot here, because everything I think of, I think the watch is too powerful for it.
How about we agree to do this? We agree to decide on what to do with it by the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's all we're agreeing to today. We sleep on it.
Do we send it to
Do
we send it to one of our enemies?
Then the risk is him having... No, that'll make him more powerful.
This is what I mean. I'm annoyed how scared we are, because none of our ideas are leading us anywhere productive. All right, as they said in the movie The Hulk, when the Hulk was destroying the city and all the top army chiefs got together, let's just take a break for a bit, clear our heads, shake it out.
Definitely take the weekend.
Take the weekend, go home to our families, shake it off, meet back here Monday, and we'll try and think of something.
Haim, we are now in possession of a cursed watch. There's a curse upon this show, a curse we thought we had dealt with.
Boy, Ando. Now I know a little bit how the Ghostbusters felt.
Yeah.
Because you're sitting around the office all day, and when the call goes out, you spring into action, and you have to go and catch a ghost, and it can be very tense. But then after that, you get to hang out, eat some pizza again.
Yeah.
You know, watch out for Slimer. He's the ghost that ate pizza.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. We were like Ghostbusters. We found out about a cursed gold-coloured watch. The story of how it got cursed is a long story. We're not going to bore you with it here. If you're familiar with it, you earn 5 Hamish and Andy coins. Thank you for your participation in the show. All you need to know is it was cursed. We took it out to the bush. We blew it up with actual dynamite. And that was enough, we believe, to break the curse on the watch. Many, many days later, someone was in the same bush, came across the watch, undamaged, still ticking. Few scratches from the dynamite, but pretty amazing. The dynamite blew apart about a dozen watermelons and a wheelbarrow.
It was a significant explosion, everyone. Have a listen.
3, 2, 1. Jesus! Watermelon is raining down on us.
With no evidence of the watch visible.
Yeah.
I'm happy to proclaim the curse is broken.
Sometimes in the excitement of a watermelon explosion, you can say things that are not correct.
But the dynamite... I mean, the cursed watch was strapped around the dynamite as if the dynamite was someone's wrist. Yeah. That's how close the dynamite was. Still, it survived. Hey, people have been writing in for the last couple of weeks suggesting what we do now with a watch that cannot be exploded. Probably can't be disassembled, I suppose.
The worry is you go, okay, what do we do? Do we take this watch to Geneva in Switzerland, the home of watches? And they will first look at it and go, wow, I mean, you know, we make high-end watches, but we've never seen anything this beautiful. Where'd you get it? Then we have to tell them we got it from a volcano. It was forged from metal by a wizard. Don't even try and replicate it, guys. We're here to dismantle it. The thing is, if they took it apart, how can we be sure that those watchmakers wouldn't have just seen it, memorized how to make it, and they try and make knockoffs?
Yeah, that's a good point. So,
because even though they're the finest watchmakers in the world, they haven't, you know,
seen some of these.
They'll be tempted.
Individual parts, if they use the individual parts, that curse might spread onto many other watches.
If one nut or bolt, or mini nut or mini bolt from the gold-coloured watch ends up in another watch, that's true. It spreads like the plague.
Sam Plimpton.
What's he got to say?
He said, "Hi guys, I'd like to put myself forward as the guard of the gold-coloured watch.
Yeah, there's a bit of this going
for all eternity.
Eternity's pretty long.
Yeah, he says he lives in Liverpool, England. So it would be so far from where you guys are. Just put the curse on the other side of the world," he pretty much said.
Yeah, but that's what England did to convicts with us. And then, you know, the world is not small enough. We can't just... you can't put a curse in the bin, Ando, and just expect it to have gone away. You have to destroy curses. You can't just ship them off like a problem child to boarding school.
Okay? Well, we're not doing that then. What about...
Zane.
Yeah, what about Zane?
A lot of people have actually written in. His name's the first one I saw in this category. Acid. A lot of people are talking about acid.
Oh, yes.
As a good way of melting down the watch.
He's
My question
he's
then is...
He's probably watched Breaking Bad recently, because it seems like...
Or not recently. I mean, season 1, I think, was the infamous acid scene. But what do you do with the acid after that?
Yeah.
That's my question. Because then what do we chuck it in the earth and it seeps into the bloody water table and now we've got contaminated water and we're all drinking a curse? What do you do?
Exactly.
What do you put the acid in the bin? Guess what? It just burnt through the bottom of the bin. Now what do you got? Hot shot? That's what I say to Zayn. Here's another suggestion that came in is of Tony Barber. For people that listen to this show before, the ex-Sale of the Century and Temptation host, Tony Barber, is the nemesis of the show. We, obviously, it goes without saying, never ever want him to have a gold-coloured watch.
What? Do we send him a cursed one, do we?
A few people have suggested we send him the cursed watch. He will think it's a gift from the show. He will think it's a peace offering. He will probably wear that watch. And so because what we need here, Ando, is what you have to realize is the curse probably can't be broken.
Yeah.
So what we need around the curse is a curse sponge. Someone to sponge up all the bad vibes from the curse.
So Barber would be a human sponge.
Do we trick Barber into being the cursed sponge and he's the sacrificial lamb that then all the curse flows into and exists and it possesses him?
To possess someone just on a whim seems like a big call.
Seems like a Thursday benchmark, if you ask me.
But why don't we buy...
Possessions on a whim.
Why don't we by Friday decide exactly what we can't delay it any longer. By Friday, decide exactly what we're going to do with the watch.
My vote is to send it to Barber as a trick.
Same with me. It's a human sponge at the moment. It's a cursed sponge is the leader. Any other ideas, keep emailing in. It's Hamish and Andy. And as a cool wind, Ham, blows through the studio quite quickly.
Oh, God. It's, seems like a storm's coming. No, that's a sound effect. We wish there was a cool wind in our studio. The air conditioning's actually broken. It's boiling in here. But metaphorically, there is a wind, Anna, because we suffer from a curse. And
it's eerie.
We really hope to spoil... We don't want to wreck your Friday Arvo, but you're cursed too.
Yeah. Yeah, if you've just tuned on
You've got
to
a big fat curse on you.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you switch channels now, too late, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
You've got the stink of the curse on you. And it's up to us, Ando, to fix the curse. Now, we're not going to bore you with why or how, but on the show, we give away gold-coloured watches very, very rarely. There's only 100 in existence. Unfortunately, one of those watches got cursed.
So we took
Long story, just trust us, it's cursed.
We took it to the woods to blow it up. We strapped it around a lot of dynamite.
Yes.
And this is what happened.
3, 2, 1. Jesus! Watermelon is raining down on us.
With no evidence of the watch visible.
Yeah.
I'm happy to proclaim the curse is broken!
Yes, now I probably shouldn't have said that, nor should I have started playing violin like that so quickly. I did give the impression that the curse was broken. Unfortunately, a couple of weeks later, someone was hiking through those woods and found the undestroyed gold-coloured watch. That amped this cursed watch's mythical reputation up to stratospheric levels.
Also, we know that they have had a few malfunctions just in being outdoors, these watches.
Yeah, just in being on someone's wrist.
So
usually is a tough enough job for the gold-coloured watch.
For it to sit in the rain and the mud in the woods
post-explosion
for a few months and then still be working, we know it's a dark art behind it.
There is a force here that we cannot even begin to comprehend. So, over the past couple of weeks, everyone's been suggesting, what do we do with the cursed watch?
Send it to space.
Dig a big hole, send it down a mine.
Drop it in the ocean, teach us part of the ocean.
Dissolve it in acid. A lot of people are putting their hand up saying, give it to me, I'm tough enough to handle it, I'll look after it for you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. We wish we could trust you, but you're probably the show's nemesis, Tony Barber, writing in under a fake name. Actually, sending it to the show's nemesis was also an idea we tossed around. We were going to use him as, quote-unquote, a curse sponge. So hoping that he would strap it to his wrist and he would sponge up all the bad luck.
Couldn't take the risk.
Couldn't take the risk of two evil forces coming together.
Exactly.
So Ando and I have finally decided on a solution. Here is what will happen.
Copying a new film... and a hit film at the moment, Guardians of the Galaxy. They find it important to not bring one precious stone together, one all-powerful thing together.
Yeah.
So the idea is we will separate this watch.
We will cut it into no less than 5 pieces.
We will then cast in clear plastic cubes, those individual pieces.
But curse-resistant plastic.
Yes, that's true.
We will ensure to use a curse-resistant resin.
And now, in that film, they sent the pieces of whatever their important little idol was across all the galaxy.
This is all you here. I haven't sent it.
Okay. We're just going to send it around the world. So we need you to apply. Are you in the most remote place in the world?
We will pick 4... no less than 4 podcasters or listeners of the show.
Yep.
And send a piece of the watch around the world. We will then have one ace in the hole.
What's this?
I thought we might have a random piece of the watch
that
we send to someone, let's say in Anchorage, Alaska.
Okay, yeah.
Very remote part of the world.
Do they know what they're getting?
No.
Okay, so we're sending it to a random person.
We put a scroll in with it.
Okay.
That says, "Do not fear, but you have been sent part of a cursed watch. The curse will not be reformed unless 4 other parts of this watch find you.
Yeah, great.
You're very safe. But no, don't take any risks here. Please bury this and tell no one of where you buried it." And now I think if I was working in a boot shop and I got that package one day, I'd go, "Oh well, yep, I know what I have to do here.
I've got to bury this.
I've got to do the right thing."
But what's the advantage we're getting from sending one out randomly?
Otherwise, 4 of our, like, if people that just listen to the show have it, they could secretly, we might have accidentally picked 5 rascals.
Yes.
Who then get together and reform the watch. Then we got a bloody curse on our hand again. And I, for one, am getting sick of having to deal with this cursed watch.
Yeah.
I got other stuff I need to do in my life.
Yeah.
We got other stuff we need to do with the show. Every show can't just be a bloody roundtable forum on how to get rid of a curse. It's driving me bananas.
We've got a holiday to take.
I got a holiday to go on tomorrow. I mean, that might be the curse of the watch that it's getting in our brains.
So when we get back from our break, because we go on break, 2 weeks off everyone, the podcast.
Yeah.
When we get back
we're
from
tired
the break,
out from this watch stuff.
We will hopefully have submissions from people worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
We'd like that person to be living there, not just travelling through.
Yep.
And then we'll decide what 5 corners of the globe we are sending this watch to.
This globe shaped as a pentagram.
It's the happy hour. For a new listener, welcome. But for outstanding service to this show, Ham, people can be awarded a gold-coloured watch.
Now,
valued more highly than the crown jewels.
Well, don't get your hopes up of ever having one.
No.
Only 100 are in existence. We've given a bare few away.
Yeah, 24, I think.
And that's less than a quarter, just. So it gives you an idea of how scarce they are. So it'd be very, very silly for you to have it as one of your life goals.
Yeah.
Pick something easier, like running around the world or something.
Yeah.
Something you can do.
Or hiking Everest.
Yeah. Backwards on your hands.
Just something a bit
Something
easier.
that you could actually control and do, because it's very, very hard to get a watch. Now, this is a long story, so we're going to truncate it a bit for new listeners and for old listeners who are getting sick of hearing it. Long story short, we did give away a watch that then became cursed.
Yes.
We managed to get the cursed watch back in our possession. Don't worry about how it became cursed, just trust us. We then tried to blow up the cursed watch, strapped to dynamite in a wheelbarrow full of watermelons.
This is how it went down.
3, 2, 1. Jesus! Watermelon is raining down on us.
With no evidence of the watch visible,
Yeah.
I'm happy to proclaim the curse is broken.
Now, in traditional times, that was enough.
It was, wasn't it?
Usually when they blew up a witch, if you couldn't see the witch, you go,
gone.
okay, the witch is dead.
Yeah.
And the trumpets would start playing and the violins would start playing.
And
Now-
munchkins would come out and sing.
No one expected the witch to fly off into the woods and remain alive. And
No.
that's what our witch did.
Yeah, our watch.
Sorry, I'm reading my script incorrectly. That's what our watch did.
The watch was found several months later.
Unbelievably.
in the woods.
A couple of hikers.
Yeah.
It does sound like a Brothers Grimm fairy tale. Because a couple of Hansel and Gretel out in the woods, they come across this watch. It was still ticking.
Yeah.
And that's when we knew this cursed watch hadn't just survived an explosion, it had survived the elements. Yeah. It was cursed. Truly beyond what the level we thought it was before. So we decided we needed to cut the watch into 5 pieces and scatter it across the globe to make sure that it could never be rejoined and the curse the curse was weakened.
We've had this watch set in a curse-proof amber.
Yeah, curse-resistant plastic.
Yes. And
it's in 5 pieces.
And we're preparing to send the watch to all different corners of the globe.
Now we're calling these people Guardians of the Watch, aren't we? Yes. Because you've seen Guardians of the Galaxy?
I have, yes.
And there's some sort of parallel between what we're doing in that film?
That's what they were doing, yeah. They had a stone which is pretty powerful, and they split it up and sent it around the galaxy.
Right.
Yeah.
A stone?
Yeah. So, I mean,
why was it so powerful?
Very unbelievable compared to our watch.
Yeah. Well, I mean, wasn't one of them a squirrel? No, that's a silly story. Our story makes much more sense. We have a cursed watch.
Yeah.
We now have it in 5 pieces. Now, we're going to pick 4 locations from around the world. Before we just went on our recent holiday to do charity work, we put the call out to say, look, if you're a podcaster or a listener and you know someone or you live in another part of the world, flood us with suggestions with your emails of where we can send 4 of the bits of the watch, because 1 we're just randomly sending to Alaska and not telling them why they got it.
So many people have come in with submissions. We've got a little bit of an insight.
Here's a sample of just some select sentences from some of the suggestions we've got over the break.
I live permanently in the small city of Groningen in the Netherlands, far from all other civilizations.
I could hide in the depths of the Malayan temples.
I know of a deep, disused well. I cannot disclose the location because we don't want...
I currently live in Nicaragua, near where the last series of Survivor was filmed.
I will be climbing Mount Kilimanjaro soon. I could leave the watch at 6,000 metres above sea level.
My uncle works in a cargo ship that regularly sails the Atlantic. It would not be hard for a piece of the watch to accidentally fall off the deck a few thousand...
I can organise for the watch to go to Antarctica. I'm not sure if we could stay there permanently, but at least long enough for the heat to die down.
I'm moving to India in 3 weeks. Would be happy to give it to a yogi if that would help at all.
I could probably pour it into the foundations of my parents' new home in Louisiana.
All great suggestions, Ando.
Hey, you and I need to bump heads on this a little bit. So we're going to start tomorrow with picking the Guardians.
Each of the remaining days of this week, Tuesday through Freitag, for our German listeners, because I know this is a bit of an international segment.
Yes.
By Freitag, we will have picked the 4 locations. Plus, and this is our safety. We're just sending a piece randomly, as we said, to Alaska. To just with a scroll that says, "Look, you don't know what this means. Don't worry about it. This is a cursed watch. Just bury it. Shut up. Don't tell anyone."
And they'll go, I think I know what has to be done.
I know what to do.
It's the happy hour. Happy hour. It's Hamish and Andy with you.
It's now time to talk about the Guardians of the Watch.
Certainly is, Ham. Time to talk about the Guardians of the Watch. A cursed, gold-coloured watch.
Don't worry about how it got cursed. No. Worry about this. It is cursed. We have 5 pieces of the watch in our possession. We had to cut them up into 5 pieces of the watch because we're trying to diminish this curse, and we're trying to protect planet Earth and you're welcome, from the curse. And the only way to do that is to spread the 5 pieces that we have now, each piece encased in its own piece of curse-resistant plastic or resin. Spread those 5 pieces around the globe.
They kind of look like the mosquito at the end of the staff in Jurassic Park at the moment.
Yeah.
It looks really cool.
Walking stick. He's not Gandalf.
Fair call. And Haim, we tried to blow this watch up. We tried to blow it up. We actually stuck it like it was a wristwatch around sticks of dynamite.
Didn't do anything.
The dynamite went off. It blew the wheelbarrow apart.
Yeah.
This watch survived. So we put the call out. Anyone around the world, let us know whether you would like some of the watch at your own risk.
And why can you protect it? And how remote are you? We're really looking for remoteness here as our number one defense, because as long as we keep this watch separated from its other parts, we believe, and the CSIRO scientists we've had look at us tell us, the curse will not have any power as long as the watch parts are separated. Here's the thing. Go to hamishandandy.com, though, if you would like to see pictures of the resin, pictures of the explosion. There's a lot of media you can look at there for different aspects of this story.
I'd like to say, thank you to Megan, but thank you to everyone who's written in, but she's from Canada.
Perfect. And
she, under the title Watch Solution Submission, she said, we probably have a bunch of people from Canada vying for a piece of the cursed watch.
We do have a lot of Canadian podcasters.
But you should choose me because I'm also a beekeeper and I could bury the piece of the curse in one of my hives.
Very good.
I liked the idea originally.
I love the idea of protection bees.
A lot of people don't want to go, but what if the bees suddenly get a curse for power?
Now we have evil bees.
Do we want
Do we want cursed bees?
No.
I don't think we do, Anna. Unless we could somehow trick the bees into thinking the watch was the queen. And then they would protect it.
Anyway, we didn't go.
No, we're not going with... As much as we love our Canadian apiarist, that's not who we've got for today.
We've gone with Jade, and Jade is in Hawaii. Jade, welcome to the show.
Thank you. so surreal. I love you guys.
Jade, thank you so much. You're breaking up slightly, but I'm going to put it down to the fact that we're talking to you in Hawaii and you might be on a cell phone. However, we've got you. We can hear you clear enough to decipher the fact that you are indeed far away. Why do you? What can you do to protect the watch? What are your main pieces of weaponry?
Well, I do have a very fierce dog.
A very fierce dog.
We're happy with that.
So where do you plan on placing the cursed watch?
I will probably keep it in my room. That way my sister and I can keep an eye on it. And my little Tibetan Spaniel, who is very fierce, can also keep an eye on it.
That's good.
Okay, well, I really want it hidden in your room. I don't want it visible in any way because this is not a piece. This isn't a knick-knack. This is a piece of a cursed artifact that you have to really like. This is
if the show's nemesis decides to go.
Oh my God, don't even say it.
Well, Tony Barber.
Oh no.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, just be aware that if you see a fellow that looks a bit like Tony, study him. In your area, you know what he's coming for, and that's why potentially not putting it where you just told everyone it's going to be
is not a bad idea. Now,
we should never have asked. We should never have broadcast that.
We're just happy that it is on the. I'm not even going to say what island of Hawaii you're on, but it is on one of the Hawaiian islands,
right?
And I mean, it is Hawaii is the most remote island on the planet. It's all.
Is it really?
Yeah, I think it's lying out there all by itself.
Yeah.
In the middle of the Pacific.
So it's a great location.
Before we officially swear you in, Jade, I just need you to repeat after me the oath of the Guardians of the Watch.
Okay.
Are you happy to do that?
I am very happy to do that.
Okay, pretty easy. Just repeat after me. I am a Guardian of the Watch.
I am a guardian of the watch.
I will watch the watch forever.
I will watch the watch forever.
I will not eat.
Wait a minute.
This is loosely based on the Night's Watch in Game of Thrones. So just, don't think about it. Just go, keep swearing.
Okay.
I will not eat.
I will not eat.
I will not speak.
I will not speak.
I will not take a lover.
I will not take a lover.
I will not sleep.
I will not sleep.
My watch begins now.
My watch begins now.
Okay,
it's a
very
bad
good.
news for if you have a boyfriend or
we're planning to have a nap.
All possible suitors across Hawaii.
Well,
Jade, thank you so
sworn,
much.
And we're going to hold you to that.
We really appreciate it. It's nice to have our first guardian.
Excellent. I will keep my promise.
Thanks, Jade. Take care. I don't think you will.
No, she will. She swore.
It's the happy hour. Happy hour, Hamish and Andy with you.
It's now time to talk about the Guardians of the Watch.
The Guardians of the Watch. The opener based very heavily there on, and the name of the segment, based on the movie Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
No longer in cinemas.
Yep.
I don't know if everyone saw it. But certainly...
It actually was, believe it or not, a box office smash.
Sure, people saw it, but you got to remember with box office smashes, I mean, that's still probably only maybe even 100,000 people is huge.
No, more people saw it than that.
I'd be surprised. In Australia. So I'm just saying it's anything based on a film that's not your Titanic or not a big classic is always a bit dicey. Still, we've decided a month ago when we were talking about this for the first time, it seemed very appropriate. It was coming into cinemas. Now it's out of cinemas. The Guardians of the Watch, these are the people we're selecting around the globe, Ando, to help us out with a little problem that we and everyone that listens to the show has. And that problem is the issue of a cursed gold-coloured watch. Normally on this show, a gold-coloured watch is the most sacred piece of treasure you could have. There's only 100 that have been made of our commemorative watches. Yep. However, one got cursed, and we then tried to blow it up. It survived that. Miraculously, it was found in the bush nearby the detonation site.
We realised we couldn't rid ourselves of it unless we did this. We've divided it, Ham, into 5 parts. It's been set in a curse-proof resin, and we plan to send those parts around the world. And that's why people have been submitting, applications to house some of the curse. I mean, we
posted pictures of the resin the other day at the website and out on Twitter and Instagram. Yesterday, we sent our very first piece to Hawaii. Yes, the volcanic curse-proof island of Hawaii. That's one bit. Now, obviously, the reason this goes without saying, but just in case you're an idiot, the reason we're separating the watches is when you separate a cursed item, the curse diminishes almost to nothing. Learn about curses.
Oliver Hamilton Brown, loved someone with a hyphenated name.
All rise.
He has contacted us from Ireland, from a place called...
We'll take the call.
Portaventree. Portobello tree.
Yeah, that's all right. The first attempt you had where you just mumbled it was fine.
Yeah, I agree.
That'll get you around any pronunciation troubles.
He talks of a castle.
There are a few castles in Portobello Tree.
And he says this is an area. I mean, the Roman Empire wouldn't even go near this place back in the day.
Really?
They couldn't get it. It was referred to as the end of the earth. And
castle, I like the sounds of it. It's
exactly
quite a strong
He said he could keep
building.
it in the castle, etc. Turns out when we contact him, he doesn't actually live in the castle. He just drives past it occasionally.
Oh, there is a castle there.
There's a castle there. He doesn't have access to it. Okay. So it's a no for him.
It's a no. No, that's like if you live near Disneyland and you're like, I know of a castle.
Exactly. But we're going to go a little bit further north and a little bit further east, Ham, and end up in Iceland, where Kristen is standing by. Thank you very much for joining us, mate.
Hey, guys.
Kristen, are you a native of Iceland?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Wow. First of all, how did you find out about the show?
I think I found on YouTube, actually. The Gap Year.
Oh, fantastic. Well, we love all our international podcasters, and this is really a moment where they're really helping us out because we do have to spread this watch far and wide to diminish the curse.
Just a quick local bit of knowledge, Kristen. Is it true that Greenland is actually colder than Iceland?
Yes, in parts.
Okay, I was going to say,
right.
People wouldn't think that by the name.
They wouldn't.
Nice
Iceland,
to clear that up on behalf of your countrymen.
Famously beautiful country, also very remote. How will you guard your piece of the watch? Where will you put it, Kristen?
I think the current game plan is either to drop it in a volcano or leave it on a local remote island, because we do have a volcano that's erupting called Bárðarbunga. So
That'd be terrific. We should warn you that whilst the resin is curse-proof, it might not be heat-proof. But I still think dropping the piece of the watch of the volcano would be an absolutely terrific idea. Well, Kristen, you've got the tick from us. All that remains now is for you to take the oath of the watchman. All you've got to do is...
Do you remember the oath, Ham?
Yeah, from yesterday. Okay. I should have written it down, but I've got it committed to memory. I think it was something loosely like this, Kristen. All you've got to do is repeat after me and really believe in what you're swearing by. You ready?
All right, will do.
Okay, here we go. I am a watchman.
I am a watchman.
I will not eat.
I will not eat.
I will not take a lover.
I will not take a lover.
I will never even sit down.
I will never even sit down. Hold on a second, I need to stand up.
Yeah, because I shall be watching the watch forever.
Because I shall be watching the watch forever.
And my watch starts now.
And my watch starts now.
Yes, he's in.
Well done,
Kristen, our next watchman, will be sending you the cursed piece of the gold-coloured watch.
Thank you, Kristen. We really appreciate it, mate.
Right. Thank you.
Keep your vows.
Off to Iceland that piece goes. I mean...
Already you can feel the curse diminishing, can't you?
Exactly. And if anyone's out there trying to think how they can go about obviously putting it back together, reforming the curse, it's a lot of money in airfares already.
Get your volcano-proof gloves ready.
It's the happy hour. Happy hour, Hamish and Andy with you.
It's now time to talk about the Guardians of the Watch.
Indeed it is. There's a curse on this show, but a curse that is getting extinguished by the day, Ham.
It's wonderful. It's a wonderful feeling, and everyone listening to the show is probably feeling a little lighter.
Yeah.
A little happier, because we were in possession of a cursed gold-coloured watch. So we did the only thing responsible people would do. Cut it into 5 pieces. We sealed each piece in a curse-proof resin, and we are now attempting to distribute those 5 pieces throughout the world.
To the people worldwide that listen to this show, yes, there was a dark stench that wafted into this studio and through everyone's radios of a curse a while back. Haim, we're just opening the doors now, really, and just...
We're fanning it out. And you can still smell it a little bit, and you can still smell what the stench had for lunch, but it's a lot...
You should still fear it.
But you can now begin to concentrate on your work a little bit more. We've sent one piece to Hawaii.
Yes.
Another piece has gone to Iceland.
Yes.
So Sunland and Iceland each received a piece. Today, Ando, we look for our third global guardian of a piece of the cursed watch. And you would think after today, with 3 pieces scattered worldwide, even though we'll still be in possession of 2, for any evil geniuses wanting to rebuild this cursed watch, we've made the job very hard for them.
Thank you to Elizabeth, who was suggesting India. That's where she is, Ham.
God, it's chaos over there. You and I have been.
Yeah, exactly.
One beautiful country, but mayhem.
She suggests that she could go and cleanse it in the Ganges. Now, I don't think the Indian people would be that thrilled for their most sacred river.
It is meant to, it flows from Everest and out of the Himalayas. It is highly regarded.
Yeah, you wouldn't risk it, would you? You wouldn't risk this.
God, it'd make headlines. And you know that kind of bad PR is going to land back on us.
Yes. So thank you, Elizabeth. It's not going to India. Where is it going today, Ham?
Ando, Cape Town, recently made famous for the scene of Blake and Sam's horrible bust-up on The Bachelor.
Yes.
But perhaps now that curse can be undone by them accepting a piece of a cursed watch.
Ryan joins us. Ryan, you're going to be the latest Guardian. Welcome.
Thank you, guys. How's it going there?
Yeah,
Ryan, first things first, what's the feeling like in Cape Town at the moment? I'm sure you're aware that the finale of The Australian Bachelor was filmed over there. Blake, Once Upon a Time Australia's smoothest man, proposed to Sam. Minutes later, he retracted it once the cameras had stopped rolling, and he's now Australia's. He's not most hated, but
he's up there.
He's receiving a few scowls, no doubt. What's the mood like in Cape Town?
Oh, people are gutted.
Yep.
Terrible news, that.
Yeah.
Terrible.
We know you're lovers of love.
Is any truth to the rumour, Ryan, that the city of Cape Town is considering suing Blake for bringing their whole city into a bad name?
No. We can survive this. We can survive it easily.
You can survive this. This is the biggest thing to rock the town until, Ryan, you put up your hand and you said, listen, I will take care of a piece of the cursed watch. Everyone's keen to know, as a guardian of the watch, how do you protect this piece of cursed watch?
Well, I have a patch of land that failed the vegetable garden, so I propose digging it under there because I want to, pave over it. So once it's down, it will never come up again.
You're going to pave over it?
That's good.
Yeah, pave over it.
Secure it in concrete. That sounds perfect.
Well, it's what they did to Chernobyl, and that so far has been fine. They encased it in concrete.
Just to spray down.
I don't mind giving at least one piece of the watch the old Chernobyl treatment. Well, Ryan, you're almost there as a watchman, but like all our watchmen and women, you do have to take the oath of the watchman. You prepared to take the oath?
Yes, I am.
Okay, simply repeat after me. I think
I remember it.
I think I remember it from yesterday.
You should write this down.
No, I know, but like all good oaths, it's passed on verbally and committed to memory. So, Ryan, just repeat after me. I am a watchman.
I am a watchman.
I will not sleep nor take a lover.
I will not sleep nor take a lover.
Nor make a noise nor even move.
Nor make a noise or even move.
For the rest of my life as I watch the watch.
For the rest of my life as I watch the watch.
And my watch starts now.
And my watch starts now.
Okay, mate. Will you keep up that vow?
Thanks very much for joining us, Ryan.
Thank you, man.
No, don't speak. You just
tough one. Tough one. If you weren't allowed to move, but you were allowed to take a lover. Have to say it would be a very one-sided affair and not a lot of fun for them. No, we know you'll keep those vows up. That's how important looking after the watch is. Thank you, mate.
Thank you, mate. It's coming to Cape Town soon. Hamish and Andy's Happy Hour.
Welcome to the show. But if I were you, I would never have tuned in, because this show is cursed. No, don't try and switch channels now, as you're in too deep and the curse is with you, but won't be by the end of the hour. You see, this whole thing started when Hamish and Andy came into possession of a cursed watch and decided they could fix things by blowing it apart.
3, 2, 1. Jesus! Watermelon is raining down on us. I'm happy to proclaim the curse is broken!
And the villagers rejoiced as the curse was considered extinct. But in actual fact, it wasn't. The explosion had merely proved the curse was more powerful than people could possibly imagine.
You and I tried to blow up.
We did blow up a cursed gold watch, and I was told that the curse was over.
2 guys walking through the bush found the watch completely whole and still working.
You're pooping me. No ball poop?
No ball poop.
So the watch had to be divided up and set in a curse-proof resin to be sent to all corners of the globe into the hands of trusted sentries. These heroes will forevermore be known as the Guardians. And the final resting place of this dark scourge will be sorted today. So don't miss it.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hamish and Andy with you. A sense of pride, Ham. We're on the march because it's an exciting day. Obviously, there's a little concern still. We're still cursed.
But by the end of today, Ando, the curse will be broken.
Yeah.
If only we could do the same for Ebola, but we're working on it.
Yep.
Because unfortunately, the only thing we know how to cure are cursed watches. And you do that by cutting them into 5 pieces, setting them in plastic and spreading them to the corners of the earth. Now, viruses, too small to cut into 5 bits.
That's true.
Very, very small.
Very small. I mean, and it's probably spreading a little quicker than our curse did. I mean, our curse was confined to 1 gold watch.
If you've not heard the show before, one of the most treasured pieces of antiquity you could ever get your hands on is one of the Happy Hours gold-coloured watches. There's only 100 in existence. Unfortunately, one of those is cursed.
You just heard the story.
Over the past week, as you know, we've been trying to spread pieces of the cursed watch around the globe.
Yeah. Haim, today we put an end to this madness. There's 2 more ingredients. Thank you. It's a pleasure. There's 2 more pieces of the puzzle, so to speak. We need to send another one away to another guardian. They're in the United States, but also you'll have the final piece.
I have my final random ace in the hole, bullet up the sleeve, cat in the hat. All of those are wonderful turns of phrase and euphemisms for something that is random and you can't predict. I send my mystery piece to someone in the world who doesn't even know what it is.
Yeah.
And that way, it's untrackable.
So by the end of this show, there'll be a triumphant cheer, and hopefully this curse will be finished. I don't know.
And we'll probably do jazz chat.
How many people have a bullet up their sleeve?
Most secret agents would.
So happy hour.
Look, we're probably the only show on radio this week, maybe even this year, that's put so much time aside to get rid of a curse.
Yeah. Some radio shows to sit with their curses.
And I say that's sloppy.
Exactly.
And I certainly wouldn't be doing that. I mean, the radio awards are coming up.
Yeah.
Wouldn't want to be one of the shows that hadn't bothered to get rid of a curse going into the awards. But that's just us, and it's a coincidence that we're coming up to the radio awards. We didn't do this to get any monkeys off our back. We did this because listeners of the show are also cursed, and that's not something we ever wanted as part of the listener experience.
Apologies if you just found that out.
It's
heavy for a Friday.
It's huge for a Friday. It all stems from the fact that one of our beloved gold-coloured watches, which we award very rarely to wonderful listeners of the show, there's only 100 in existence, one got cursed. We tried to blow it up, it survived the explosion. We now have cut it into 5 pieces, and we're distributing those bits around the globe,
to podcasters,
thus breaking the curse.
International podcaster here, Ham, called Kurz, is from...
No.
Is from...
No, don't send it to him. His name is Kurz.
Yeah. Isn't that amazing?
I'm not sending you... Mate, you'll amplify the curse.
Kurrs.
I'm still suspicious.
Phnom Penh, Cambodia. That's where he lives.
Okay.
He's a local there. Cambodia's been through a lot.
Too much.
I think it'd be remiss of us to say... I mean, the heartbreak of the war, Vietnam War,
Sure.
Obviously a tyrant ran that country for a while.
A despot.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd blow him wide open if he hadn't already been taken care of.
So the answer is thank you for your application, but no, we're not going to send it to
Country's
Cambodia.
been through too much. And look, that's not to say that sending a piece of the cursed watch to a country will curse that country.
No.
We're almost positive it won't.
Yeah.
But what if we're wrong?
Exactly.
And we accidentally curse a country?
A country that can handle it, the United States.
You're big enough to shoulder a curse.
That's why we're joined by Brian from Arizona. Brian, welcome.
Hey, guys. Thank you for having me.
It's an absolute pleasure, Brian, and thank you for being one of the hundreds of international listeners of this show that answered the call and volunteered yourself to be a guardian of the watch. Now, Brian, what are you going to do? How are you going to look after and protect your piece of the cursed watch?
Well, I live right outside a mountain range near Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah, good. Yep.
Called the Superstition Mountains.
Ooh.
And I thought, why not hide the curse inside all the other curses that are in the Superstition Mountains?
Oh,
Nobody would find it among the myths.
So there's already a few curses up there.
Well, there's a lost Dutchman gold mine, and most people that go looking for that mine don't come back alive.
Right.
Love the sound of that.
I wouldn't go near that one.
Hiding
don't
in
go
plain
that
sight.
way. Now, were the
right,
mountains
correct.
always called the Superstition Mountains, or were they changed recently to help out with the curse cause?
I think they were called the Superstition Mountains since that gold mine got put there.
Brian, obviously with great power comes great responsibility. Haim, you've got the vow there.
Yep. Very simple, Brian. Everyone that's become a watchman has taken the vow of the watchman or watchwoman. All you got to do is repeat after me. Here we go.
It's a huge burden to bear. My wife's a huge fan of the show. Can she be a co-guardian?
Wow. No, yeah, no. No worries, actually. I'm just looking down at the oath I've got written for today. It definitely works for two people to take it together. So we'll start from the top. I am now a watch person.
I am now a watch person.
I shall neither eat nor sleep.
I shall either eat nor sleep.
I think he said either. Which means...
That's all right. If you want to just if you want to trick me by taking the oath.
But my wife is trustworthy.
That's good. I shall not take a lover, nor shall I stop taking a lover.
I shall not take a lover, neither shall I stop taking a lover.
I shall fight my brother to the death if necessary.
I shall fight my brother to the death if necessary.
But also try not to be too violent.
I feel like this is being made up.
But also try not to be too violent.
Great. I am a watch person and my watch starts now.
I am a watch person and my watch starts now.
Well, you've taken an oath. Don't mess around with oaths.
Well done to Brian and
Very
your
good,
wife.
very
Thank
well
you very
done.
much. Another piece being sent to Arizona. They're not allowed to either sleep or eat at the same time.
Or eat. They can never take a lover, but also very contradictorily, they can never not be taking a lover.
Hamish, at the end of this show, the final piece is going to be sent to an undisclosed location. That one is a bit of a doozy.
Mystery location.
Yeah,
I've come up with what I think is a surefire way to randomise it the most.
An important time is before us, Sam.
Yeah.
If you've just tuned in, welcome. But you're cursed. We have a curse upon the show. A gold-coloured watch is what is cursed, and it's in our possession. It's being sent around the world. To bring people up to speed, we thought we'd get someone with a much better voice than you or I, Ham, to explain.
There's a curse upon the show that threatens to destroy us all. A curse that needs to be contained, then divided, then packaged, and sent all over the world like a packet of twisties.
Yeah.
But never opened.
Yeah, of course, because it's cursed, of course.
The separated pieces needed to be well spread out, so they've been sent to Hawaii.
Jade, where do you plan on placing the cursed watch?
I will probably keep it in my room, and my little Tibetan spaniel, who is very fierce, can also keep an eye on it.
To Iceland.
Kristen, how will you guard your piece of the watch?
I think the current game plan is I'll drop it in a volcano.
To South Africa.
Ryan joins us. How do you protect this piece of cursed watch?
I have a patch of land that failed the vegetable garden, so I propose digging it under there because I want to pave over it.
Yeah.
Once it's down there, it will never come up again.
And to Arizona.
Brian, what are you going to do?
Well, I live right outside a mountain range called the Superstition Mountains, and I thought, why not hide the curse in the Superstition Mountain?
These people are the guardians with a huge weight now on their shoulders. And with great responsibility comes great power. A power that they have vowed to not take lightly.
I am a guardian of the watch.
I will not eat. I will not sleep nor take a lover.
I shall fight my brother to the death if necessary.
My watch begins now.
And my watch starts now.
And my watch starts now.
My watch starts now.
But one piece remains. A piece that will be sent to an undisclosed location so that it can never be tracked. A piece that only one man knows of its destination. The bravest, most courageous, and handsome man in the land.
Okay, hang on a minute. Tone it down. We know who it is.
Sorry, who is this man?
It's me. Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you so much, Rod, our voiceover specialist.
I feel like you fed him a few of those last lines.
I actually am illiterate, so I couldn't have written that down. But I just learnt to write, Ando, because it's my job to randomly select the person who we send the final piece of the watch to. Now, we have previously said on other shows that we'll send it to Anchorage in Alaska, the capital city of Alaska.
Yeah, but that's giving away where this last piece is. And the whole
it's
point...
not.
Well, the whole point of sending this last piece out is if we've been fooled by the other four watch people, the other four guardians, and they're all banding together to try and recreate the watch and therefore the curse, we can't afford that. That's why we're sending this piece to a mystery person, someone that doesn't even know about the show. Definitely not someone that's written in.
I'm going to tell you who we're sending it to, But that person we don't even know who that is yet. And then there are several layers of chance I've built in. It's a bloody chance sponge cake.
I don't know where it's going, but I do want to know how random it is.
Ando, simple question.
Yep.
Pick a fruit. This is my system, by the way. It involves we should point out, we're sending the curse watch and a scroll. Okay. And the scroll says, this is a piece of a curse watch. Do not worry. You are not cursed. Yep. You simply need to bury or dispose of this and never tell a soul.
Yeah.
That's the main scroll and watch package. Then there are 2 sub-scrolls that I'm sending out with it. We'll get to those in a second. It's like a pass the parcel.
Okay.
It's wrapping and sub-scrolls and sub-scrolls on the outside. Just pick a fruit. Grape, apricot, banana, eggplant, or pomegranate.
Pomegranate.
Pomegranate. Right. I will now randomly select a person that lives in Alaska whose surname begins with P.
Okay.
You picked that.
Sure.
I then send them the package. I'm not going to tell you who it is, but this is what the first sub-scroll says. Yep. It says, go down to Warrenoff Park, which is a big park in Anchorage in Alaska. I Wikipedia'd it.
Okay, sure.
Find the first person wearing a blue coat. Okay?
Yep.
Then they give them that. That's their job done. Then your job is done.
And then,
then the person unwraps it. Then the next sub-scroll says this.
Sure.
In Alaska, the Iditarod is the world's premier sled dog race.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Go and find one of the international sled dog competitors.
Yep.
Or a member of their team. So you know it's probably coming from a Nordic country, but you don't know where.
Sure.
Give them the scroll and watch.
Okay.
Then they go to the sled dog race and they give one of the doggers the final
But
piece.
why couldn't you just send it straight to a dogger?
I just like keeping a bit of randomness in there.
And you expect these people with no knowledge of the show to do all this?
Well, they're going for a race through the woods. It's like a 100-mile race, so if they want to vary it out there.
The first person you send it to.
It's on scrolls.
Yeah, it's true.
I think if there's one thing we've learned from history, no one doesn't believe a scroll.
And then
no one found the Dead Sea Scrolls and went, oh, well, wrap them up again. You just believe it because it's on a scroll.
And so once...
am I wrong, Jack? No, I'm right.
And once this is sent off, we're done?
Curse is broken. No one will ever find that piece. Thank you.
That feels great.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It feels a bit like when the Smurfs built that Gargamel-proof fence.
Yeah.
Finally, we do not have to live in fear.
It's the happy hour.